Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. Today, I'm going to be channeling messages from your higher self, as well as some spirit guides around you regarding a next breakthrough or a next chapter that you're about to enter into your life. And if this resonates with you or this has found you in divine timing, I want to welcome you here. Stick around. I have a lot to go through today. And be very patient with yourself. Just understand that while things are happening in the world, we are all going through a lot of magnetic changes, like whirlwind breakthroughs. So you might be feeling this very chaotic energy right now. And I just want to thank you for being here. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Whatever you can do to help the channel out. As far as I'm concerned right now, though, the biggest message coming to you is to not fear this. Be gentle on yourself. Some of the signs that came up instantly for me as I was sitting down is the number 8 attached to the color yellow, as well as the number 4 attached to the color blue. There was also number 5 present with the colors black and white. So what is showing me is that there's a lot of transformation coming up to create an opportunity for a more stable version of you, a stable foundation. Yellow associated with the number 8 is also showing me, like the strength card is showing me that you're doing a lot of solar plexus, even root chakra healing. And there's just a lot of transformation, as well as 8th, 4th house placements might be significant if you have any transits. If you follow your astrology or you know your natal chart, the 1st, 5th, 8th house, there might be some, I'm hearing transits happening. This is an age of transformation. You might be in a personal year 1 or 2. The 12th house might also be significant. I'm seeing the 12th house might have some, I keep hearing conjunctures, Black Moon Lilith and part of fortune. You might want to look into those if there's something going on this year. It just has to do with a lot of transmuting deep-seated beliefs that no longer align with you or even resonate. The blue with the number 4 is telling me that there's a lot of healing in your throat chakra as well. You're trying to establish a new sense of self, a new identity in a new space you might be making, or just manifestations that keep coming up, as well as changes in your life. The spirits or the guides that are overseeing this reading right now are Archangel Michael, Hecate, as well as Lilith. So I feel like there's a lot of dark feminine energy that needs to come into balance, regardless of what your gender identity is. The dark feminine is just about almost like reclaiming personal identity, personal authority over self when it comes to the nurturing side of ourselves, the nature side of ourselves, and how we participate in the world of creation. So that, first of all, is what I was seeing. Don't ignore these challenges ahead of you. Oh, I have to go into what these cards mean. Okay, I did actually get a couple songs that came up. I will put them in the description below. Before I get into that, though, these cards represent what this breakthrough is, what's happening in your life to initiate this breakthrough. These are going to represent why this breakthrough is happening right now. And these are going to kind of be like a future, your future self, what happens after this goes down. And I will see if I have enough time to pull advice, but so far, like the first thing that I'm really getting is that the song One Thing Leads to Another by The Fix came up, and the line, when the wrong word goes into the right ear, I know you've been lying to me. So there's going to be masks coming off, and someone's facade or false self is going to be presenting itself to you. Like you might have a breakthrough in the form of like an ex, a partner, a business partner, or even like a like a boss coming through and revealing something to you. You're going to find out from a third party person a truth that you've kind of known about, or that you've been kind of been either lied to or lying to yourself. One of the things that might be happening right now is a situation you're involved in with a relationship or a workplace environment. Let's say you're up for a promotion, or you're in a relationship with someone, and it might be like a love triangle situationship. There's going to be certain things revealed about people within that environment. So if you're up for a promotion, you could find out that a work partner or someone in your workplace might have been like even stealing your work. This is an example. It doesn't have to be that. But if you're up for a promotion, it could be um, like this manager is seeing you and this other person as being the more productive person, when the truth is that they're actually neglecting the work or stealing others' work or getting other people to do it for them. And that is going to be the catalyst to kind of either make or break your career. Um, and it is up for you to decide what you do with that, because it could easily be that you do get promoted because the truth is being revealed that the person who is not qualified but pretends to be is going to be outed, or the opposite could be happening. Like it is going to be up for you to decide, though, if you get turned down, whether or not you stay with that situation, or if you're in an environment with people in a relationship that you realize that the people are not really on your side. And it could go either way. Because I'm seeing both happening, and it could very well be that. Because, okay, so there's this. Okay, so this breakthrough is in relation to an environment that. Okay, I'm getting two things. So there might be. This is a general reading, so there might be like two different scenarios. One where you are in a good workplace and you're vibing with like your boss, or you're vibing with like, let's say you have a partner and you get along with most of their family, but you don't get along with their mother-in-law. It's sort of like you may be in a situation where there's just like one person who's your op, or one person who like is not really good with you or vibing with you, and the decision on whether you stay or go is contingent on who has your back in that moment. So, like, if you have a boss who sides with like someone who is disagreeing with you, or siding with someone who doesn't actually do the work or is qualified, that might be the thing that like the straw that breaks the camel's back. If you've always known that you were like in a situation that you didn't quite belong in, there's just something or someone is going to make that decision for you. You might even I keep hearing some of you. Okay, so I was given like an example. I was in a relationship with like a friend one time, a long time ago, and I ended up kind of being the person who was like a sounding board. They saw it in black and white, and they didn't really understand a lot about like certain social situations. Let's just say they had already been contemplating leaving a partner because it was a long distance thing, and the person on the other end wasn't committed to like wanting to put in the effort to meet them in the middle. Like my friend couldn't really travel to them, and this person was dealing with work, so it was one of those things. And so they were already contemplating leaving. They're like, this isn't a right fit for me. And so she sat down with me because they were able to get together for the first time in like almost a year. And she was talking about like how they worked together, how they were talking, and there was something that came up that she didn't understand what it meant, and she didn't understand like how to approach it. And I basically just gave my perspective on it, not really knowing this person, but like a third party just on the outside looking in. And the thing that I said to her was the exact thing she needed to know to make her decision. And in that moment she's like, oh, I'm totally breaking up with them. Because it really was it was almost like a boundary setting thing, and she didn't realize her boundaries were being overstepped or she was being disrespected in that moment. And the fact that I kind of like sat there and objectively said, hey, this is what that meant, this is what he was saying, is probably why he was saying it, because I kind of had experience, and I kind of knew how guys operated, and I met him, and so it's like, okay, I get this is a control issue. And she's like, no, okay, that was the thing. So that might be something that is coming up, is a third party person you communicate with, or just someone comes into your life from an outside perspective and says, hey, you know what, this person is doing that thing, it sounds like they're not being fair to you. Or there might be another partner you have, a business partner, or even an aunt, a family member, who you go to and like actively, and you sit down. I'm seeing two people sitting down over a bottle of wine. I'm hearing, okay, I don't know what this means. I'm hearing rice auntie, um, rice spirits, maybe. It's you're drinking something. You're drinking tea. You're drinking something other than water. But it's kind of one of those relaxed, casual situations. Someone approaches you, or someone says something to you that set off alarm bells, and that informs your decision. So this is what's like the breakthrough looks like right now. It looks like you're getting some news about a situation that is going to be a catalyst for change. Um, let's see like why this breakthrough is coming in. Well, first of all, I want you to know that you deserve to claim your worth. Like, you deserve to get what you are owed, and you deserve balance and fair and equal treatment in the situation. So it might be a case of whatever it might be, this person isn't giving to you what you deserve, or the situation really isn't doing that. And okay, so there's another song that came up, and I actually have a story that I'm being told. Yeah. So there also might be someone in your environment, and I'm getting that this is mostly a person you're dealing with that you might even not realize. You might know this is someone, you might not know this is someone. First of all, don't approach them if you find out, or don't accuse them if you don't know. It could go either way. But so I was kind of being told to share a story, a message, and I just got, okay, I'm getting deja vu right now, like really bad. So I think this is going to hit differently for you. Um, bear with me. So there might be someone in your environment, like a coworker. I'm getting like very like narcissistic behavior, like very difficult, toxic behavior from a person you might know. And let's just say that they are someone, you will know this person. They are someone who is constantly negative, constantly like, you're in a empath, like narcissist dynamic with this person. And I'm getting some of you do resonate with being a psychic empath, or trying to become more empowered empaths, getting out of like codependent relationships, situationships. I'm not seeing a lot of like romance tied to this reading. You could already be in a relationship with someone, like I said, getting along with their family. There might even be like certain vacations you go on with family members, or you're having an international like wedding, or you're with someone or a partner who is who flies internationally. um, the reason why this is coming up, your batteries are low and being depleted. The reason why this breakthrough is happening is so you can bring yourself into balance and heal, because you might be disrespected. Let's just say if you're putting in a lot of work into a situation and someone's taking advantage of that, someone's like even stealing your work. Yeah, it feels like it's not doing a lot for you. There's something or someone who's taking advantage of you, and it's just draining you, like energetically draining and also physically draining. And I'm even feeling it. It's manifesting in my body. Like, I feel like I'm slow. I feel like I can't really talk or think. It's just like pure exhaustion. So Um, yeah, the number 8 and the color yellow actually came up, and I'm being told to. I'm gonna keep saying this. Told to tell a story about how I confidently became an empowered empath, overcoming my people pleaser tendencies. And very recently, I've seen my own breakthroughs in this. Um, Usually, when I encounter people out during the day, when I go for a walk or I take the bus, I try to be as kind, as open minded, and optimistic as possible. That is kind of just my default when I'm not like being a cat trying to recover my energy. I am just a tiny little puppy dog. Like I'm just want to be that ray of sunshine, making people's lives a lot happier. Um, Happier seeing me go than when you saw me approaching you, you know? But there was always one particular person in my neighborhood. Every single time I encountered them, they always said something so negative. It was never like insulting. I don't know their name. They never asked me mine. And every single time I passed by them, just they would stop. I would walk around them. They turn to look at me and just say something negative at me. It was always a complaint. It would be the sunniest, most beautiful day, and they would find something to complain about. And I grew up with that type of energy. I grew up with someone who, and actually, no, an entire group of people. I was surrounded by people who was constant every single day of their life was negative every single day. And I'm not talking about someone who's suffering from like a mental health illness or anything like that. I'm saying that it could the conditions could be perfect. They could be in heaven and they'd act like they were in hell. That is the type of like critical negativity I'm talking about. So I get extremely exhausted when I interact with people, even in close proximity with people like that. And when I first was interacting with them, I treated them like anyone I'd encounter on my walks. Hi, it's a nice day. You know, hi, how are you? And it's just like, I got to the point where it's like, I know that they're going to say something negative. There's nothing good that's going to come of this, right? So I got to the point where I decided that I was going to set a boundary. And I was going to do this with anyone I encountered out in public. Like, if I just knew someone was going to cross my path and I would get, I would kind of hear something I didn't like, or I would be dealing with something I didn't like. I just knew I'm just not going to engage with it. And the last time I saw this person, I had the most beautiful afternoon. It was the first nice day in a while. It's spring. I'm going for a walk. I'm on my way back home and I see this person, and immediately, instead of panicking, instead of trying to avoid them, I acknowledge that they're there and I start singing. I start singing stateside, stateside and Zara Larson. Boost, that's my ego boost. I wanna be the girl you're talking to, and I'm like literally like hamming it up, like and then immediately they start like yapping, and I'm like, you have nothing I want to hear, but I was like icing them out. I'm like, you can be my American boy, and I'm like walking down. I'm like, I ain't doing this. That's the energy you have to have when approaching these people. You're at the water cooler. You at the water bubbler. You're getting a cup of water, it's your one break during the day, and you have this one person who's just like crushing your vibe. It's like, nope. You just put in those AirPods, put in your noise canceling headphones, and just freaking Zumba your way down the road. You fucking bypass them in the hallway. Just get that dark feminine energy. Like, I ain't deal with that bitch. I ain't deal with that shit. That's exactly what you have to imbibe. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, but also, what are you complaining about? Why do people need to complain all the time, right? That was a little bit of a tangent, but I feel like you might have needed to hear that because it's like there is this imbalance here. And a lot of it starts within you, what you do and do not tolerate, and how much you give your light and energy to. Because I will admit that a few years ago, before I was a reformed people pleaser, when I was out there meeting people like that, just in everyday life, I would literally be like, oh, I get it. It's okay. Life sucks, doesn't it? It's like I had to damper my jovial mood to get down to their sad, sadistic level. And the thing is I freaking have PTSD and depression, dude. I want that one day where I can see the silver lining. I want that one day where I can be my inner child and enjoy life. Like, I get it. Like, it's okay to be sad. But when that is your only personality and you're surrounded by people who force you to be sad on their behalf as well, that's going to limit your healing because it's like you can't heal. You have to have that balance. And so it's like you can't always avoid them, but you can tune them out. You can shut your ears off. And yeah, that might start some conflict, but this breakthrough is happening because you deserve those sunny days. You deserve the silver lining. It's not hiding or like invalidating the fact that sometimes things stink. Sometimes you go through a lot of pain. Like right now, um, things might be kind of sucky for you. And I'm sorry if I'm swearing all of a sudden, but it's like that is that dark feminine, like scorpionic. My my Black Moon Lilith is in Scorpio, so y'all, you need to take that part of yourself off, the part of yourself that masks your inner truth. And if you are a genuinely kind person and genuinely happy person, and someone tries to come in and like snuff out that light, you say nah. You be sassy as hey. You be sassy as all get out. Like that's what you got to do. You're not being mean. You're just not being their type of nasty. Okay, that's what you gotta say. And I'm going to be moving on because I think I'm going a little longer than I wanted to. I wanted to kind of keep this a little bit more brief, and I feel like I've kind of gone off the handles. But y'all, if you're here for this, you're here for this, and I'm not going to freaking mask anymore. Like if it's coming out, it's coming out in this way, y'all. I'm being a messenger, not a critic. So, what is the result of this breakthrough? Like after this all happens, what is the end result of this going to be? It's just you're going to see, okay, stop there and let me correct it. I want to live life from a new perspective. Okay, I need to write that down. New Perspective by Panic at the Disco. Banjo and Kazooie. Oh, okay, Inner Child. Your inner child sleeps. Some of you, okay, I'm getting Land Before Time. That might be a clarifier. The movies you used to watch growing up, yeah. That's interesting. Land Before Time. I'm seeing Land Before Time 3 and 4. You might have liked dinosaurs growing up. Nintendo 64, Banjo and Kazooie, PlayStation, Xbox. Like, what is going to happen once these things resolve within you? Once you come to a state of equilibrium and balance, you're able to be in tune with your higher self as well as your inner child. You have a relationship that is sustainable within you. You're going to find yourself being able to like just enjoy life, enjoy what you do. So it's like, because some of you, I do feel like this might be extended family members or just a coworker that might be disrupting you. Like, I'm hearing you're going from people disrupting you to try to appease you as well. This is once you claim your worth, once you accept and receive what you are owed in the fair amount you are for what you did, whether it comes from the people who owe you that or in another form, like energy can take any form. So if you do have to walk away from a job because you're not getting what you are worth, spirit, your higher self will lead you to a place where you do get that, but you do have to claim that. I'm hearing you're getting what you are owed as long as you claim it. You know you deserve it. You might be looking at people around you saying, well, who am I to ask for more? They have more skills than me. They have, more years than I do, and you're caught in this weird paradox of you deserve more, you want more, but you base your worth on outside intentions or even just the industry, on what people say that you deserve, and none of that's real. You get to claim that. You get to decide that for the work you put in, and not in a delusional way, like with a self-accepting way. Because I'm not getting that you're delusional. I'm getting that you're putting far too much work in for what you're receiving. And so when this person comes in and like shakes up your world and turns it upside down, or the situation eases and you kind of get the end result, you're going to see your world almost like turned upside down. You're going to see your world in a completely new way. And there's so many more things that are going to open up to you because you're going to enjoy life more. It's a gift you're being given. Like, I'm looking at these dandelions, the dandelion seeds. It's like your wishes have been heard and you're going to receive back tenfold because the work you gave, like, it's like plus interest. You weren't receiving the amount you needed in comparison to what you gave. So it's almost like you're getting back pay plus interest, or getting something better than you think you deserve. But just know that you earned it because it's the energy you put in with the intention, the amount of time you committed to something, and just the will to receive it alone, the will to know your worth is enough. Of course, when we put out these wishes, I'm also getting like 9 of cups, 10 of cups. When we put them out into the world, they might not land where we expect them to, but trust that one of these gifts you are being get like receiving as a result of this breakthrough is the knowledge that you will get more and better than what you even wished for or asked for, because there's so much farther you can go in life. There's so many places that you don't even recognize exist from your limited perspective, but God, this, your higher self, spirit knows. So don't limit yourself to like your periphery or what's around you. Trust that the wind will carry you where you can grow and flourish for many years to come in soil that will nurture you and feed your inner child and give you that spark of light. You are protected and cared for by the universe. And I just want you to know that no matter what happens, you will be okay. It's just about letting go and trusting that this is the result of your hard work and you earned it. So that is the message I have for you today. This is your next breakthrough. This is the result of it. And I am so very happy for you and excited to see like where you go next in life. I give you all my love, and I will see you in another reading.